Okay, so people have been talking about this for a little bit. They announced there was going to be a new cartoon. We've mentioned it once or twice.
Wow.
It is, I believe this is going to be the last thing on TV without going straight to their Disney streaming service.
So I have a question.
I could be wrong about that, but I'm thinking that.
Are they planning on more than one season with this? Or is this kind of just like a... So the reason I'm asking is because that would be awesome if it'd be expensive. But if they were able to do like one-off, like kind of like standalone, but as a series, but just one season. So you could do like a quick Padme thing series.
That would be kind of interesting. I don't know.
Do a solo, like instead of solo.
They can't even see what's happening, so don't do that reaction because no one knows what's going on.
Wow.
Please continue.
No, I thought it would be interesting if they were able to do that. But I understand. Well, maybe they could do it in a efficient fashion financially if they just use the same animator, because you could just, if you pick an animator that you like, do that animation for all of these standalone one-off seasons of whatever you're gonna make it about. I think that would be cool.
Maybe.
Because sometimes I just feel like there's, just like Clone Wars, just like Rebels, they stretch it out a little too long.
I think so too, yes.
So there's a lot of filler. Just fucking get to the point. But I'm going to step on my own toes because Star Wars...
I'm wanting to interject, but...
No, Star Wars is for kids, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
And now that I'm old...
It's not for kids.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. Star Wars is 2 out of 3
2
all
out of
day.
3.
Yeah.
It is for kids. And why are we 30-year-old fuckos even mentioning a cartoon series that's going to be on Disney Channel?
Because it's going to be fucking killed.
I'm just saying, because all these people out there, there's so much scrutiny and shit, but people don't realize, oh, I'm 20 years old and I don't want to watch this. Well, congratulations. It's a fucking cartoon for 10-year-olds. No wonder you don't want to watch it.
Poor Shinobi. So I was on the Lore Masters Facebook page, and he posted the trailer and people were commenting and being a bitch. And this one dude was going as far as to say, is like, well, they never officially announced that it was for kids, or like, what's the age range, or is it like 9 to 12-year-olds, or what's happening? They never officially said that, so like, why should I believe that?
It's on Disney Channel.
It's on the fucking Disney Channel.
Do you watch anything else on the Disney Channel?
Xenon the sequel. Yeah.
Same.
No, it should be fucking obvious. Unfortunately, it's not, because we're all balls deep in Star Wars. What I was gonna say quickly, based on your idea of like one character seasons, is like if they have Resistance, they pick a time period. So now we're in this New Republic and Resistance era before Episode 7. And if you did like a one season from the point of view of Poe, one season from the point of view of Leia, like that'd be cool.
No, maybe. Oh, I see what you're saying. So the same long thing, but one whole season following Leia.
Yes.
No, that would be awesome. And even more so is if you started connecting those. So let's just say Poe and Leia met in one of the Leia seasons. Then you watch Poe and you actually see him meet Leia in that same meeting.
Same scene, yeah.
But you see with the before and after. Dude, that connection and those storylines that overlap like that.
Yeah.
I think that would just be really good.
It would. A lot of people did not like Arrested Development Season 4, but what they did was that kind of thing because not everybody could be available for filming at the same time. So they would do the episodes from someone's like point of view, so that you would follow like Michael through one episode, and you would see scenes that happen like 6 months in the future, and also scenes that are happening now. And gradually, as you watched all 20 episodes or whatever it was, each one was from a different person's point of view, and they would gradually like intertwine. And by the time you get to the end, it all made sense. That may be kind of complicated for like a cartoon or something, but like that might be cool just to see that. Yeah. Like what if you went through the Clone Wars and like you saw 3 episodes from Anakin's point of view, and then some from Rex's, and then some from Obi-Wan's, and then they like gradually started intertwining with each other. It would be cool. This is a different take on things. Like more of like a Quentin style, like fuck with the timeline, but you still get the same story at the end of the day.
So I will say this.
Say it.
Since the inception of Disney Star Wars,
I'm really glad you didn't say. Thank you. Continue.
It has sparked so. No, I do really think that for all the power and potential Disney has with Star Wars, I do think there's a limiting factor because of what Disney is. The only reason I'm saying that is, I feel like I don't think they've really squeezed Marvel. I know it's like the top shelf of what, especially nerddom now. Marvel movies are like way the fuck up there.
Well,
but I
top
do
shelf
feel,
nerds would probably say no because
true.
they're assholes.
Well,
but
those are top shelf nerds.
those are top shelf fuckers.
Nerds. But I do feel like if they just made it adult, almost like Deadpool, like if they just one notch up, let's make it extra dramatic because especially in the Marvel universe and now the Star Wars universe, all these people that like these characters are old or older.
Yeah.
So why do we have to limit it to this entire movie? We can only say shit twice because we want to do PG-13 because we want kids to be able to watch it. First of all, kids aren't the ones with money.
Right.
Parents are.
Right.
And I'm the one that wants to watch Infinity War. So I feel like Disney has so much potential, but I don't think they'll ever reach it. Is what I'm trying to say.
They might.
Go ahead.
I think that Marvel has moved things faster than normal because they already have a set storyline, even if they've tweaked it from what happens in the comics. They have a set storyline. They have characters established. They have source material to work off of. I think that Disney is doing a similar thing with Star Wars, but they're taking a lot longer because they're moving ahead in the timeline and crafting new things to fill in the gaps. So I think we're kind of headed in that direction. What I was going to say off of the kids thing is like, you have Forces of Destiny, which is like short 3-minute things that are literally for kids. Then you have like the Disney Channel cartoons. Then you have like maybe movies are next up in like the age range. And then you have like the comic books. Like there already is a range. It would be cool if they specifically made something that's more adult themed.
You know what would be really cool is if they actually designated that with like a rating. I know PG-13, but that's an overall. If they came out with their own stuff, C for children, teen, young adult, and adult. Yeah. Just do something like that. Come out with a movie, got a big fucking A on it. Well, there's going to be banging titties and space jizz.
We don't need that in Star Wars. But something that is a little more like if you imagine the Vader
music, the music must be
Muse aesthetic. Hey yo, Mopar is back. Who are you? I don't recognize your name. Heyo.
No, I
we don't need Game of Thrones like sex and brothels in Star
Wars. But why
the
fuck not?
Maybe. And
that's why when we started talking, I think it was with Jacob Weiss. With the
Riley said the rating system is B for balls deep.
Matt McLean, there he is.
Look, how many times you change your name on YouTube?
Your YouTube name should be not Matt McLean.
Jesus Christ.
It ain't me.
It wasn't me.
I just want, we've talked about it so many times. It doesn't have to be rated R to be rated R. I want you to make a great fucking dramatic movie. And that's what I was getting into where we were talking about killing Chewie off.
Yeah.
Why should they kill Chewie off? Because no one wants Chewie killed off. Yeah. And that would make one of the greatest films of all time if they did it correctly. Like, they have to realize that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying do it just because I said it. Do it because it feels good. And it's the right thing to do to move shit forward. Like, it should be something fucking brutal where Kylo kills Chewie or something like that. Like,
or vice versa.
You grew up with the motherfucker and you're so enraged.
Well, I thought
hashtag kill off Chewie.
There we go. Don't do it. Get out. I don't want Chewie to die, obviously, but I think because I don't want him to die, that should be part of the movie. Like, there are fans. We've talked about how he never like felt that obsessed with Han Solo, but there are original trilogy fans that loved Han Solo. It's like, that's my favorite character in Star Wars, and he died in 7. So the fans that weren't complete dicks about everything were like, that's a pretty heart-wrenching moment for them.
Just think if, like, in episode 4, when Han comes out of everywhere and shoots and saves he saves.
He comes out of everywhere. Okay.
Where he saves Luke on the trench run.
Yahoo!
What if he did that and then he was killed, but they still got the proton torpedoes off? I want something like that where Rey is in danger. She's right fucking there. Chewie comes in and tries to help and realizes it and has to sacrifice himself. Like the gun gets jammed or something. He's like, if I don't do something right fucking now, Rey's gonna die and everything's come crumbling down. Yep. What can I do? I can take the fucking ship and jam it up the Empire and the First Order's ass. How many factions are there?
The First Order, the Scum and Villainy, the Mandalorian, the New Republic.
Most of them.
They're asshole.
The one big one. Same asshole, I think.
God damn, I was going to say something right when you were on that rant, and then I forgot. That's what always happens.
I know.
So
you got to realize, like, people's favorite characters, and I don't care who you are, people's favorite characters in Star Wars is the ones on the outside. The Solo, because he's a fucking badass. The fucking Cad Bane, because he's a fucking badass. Like Yoda, because he's wise as fuck and he's kind of weird. Like, no one likes, like, Princess Leia.
I don't think that's true.
Well, yeah, the little girls, because but no, I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying
misogynetic the show.
But that's who they can relate to. I'm saying when you look at Star Wars as a whole, Darth Maul.
I wouldn't speak for
Darth
everybody.
Maul's fucking awesome.
Because I have talked to some people that do love Luke Skywalker, and I'm like, why? What have you watched? What's wrong with you? But there are people out there that love like individual characters.
Well, and that was actually what I was getting to when we had Weiss on. That's so
Weiss on.
Weiss off.
Weiss off.
What I was trying to get to with your expectations, because a lot of people want that. I came from nowhere. I'm a farm boy. I save the galaxy. That's not what I want. I want some fucking drama. People dying. Serious. Because I don't. What we say? There was nothing's. There's nothing. There's no nothing's on the line. And like finally The Last Jedi, I finally felt like, wow,
and
those ships are actually blowing up and there's only 50 people left. Now there's like 30.
Rogue One was on the line too.
Yeah. So 1.5 movies out of 10, I finally feel like there's something on the line. So just make me hurt. Make me hurt. I mean, that's why you watch movies. You want to be happy. You want to be wowed. You want to be sad. You want to be like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Make that happen.
Someone like Weiss that knows more about movies can say with certainty what I'm about to project. But I feel like there's like a narrative style. Like maybe back then when Star Wars originally came out, it was more about the good guys saving things. And like maybe nowadays I feel like I see in a lot of movies it's about the good guys really being challenged and not able to just win. They have to work through a bunch of shit in order to win.
Well, so it's not like
Well, that's why we've seen that in 7 and 8 and Rogue One. Like it's more along the lines of what we're asking for. Is like I want to see some struggle. I want to see some challenge. I don't want to see the happy dance. Like that's what I was gonna say earlier. The happy dance thing. Like you embodied the issues with 1 through 6. It's the happy dance. Like even though there's a little bit of danger, everyone's just happy dancing through the entire fucking trilogy.
Yep. Part of it is just situation because you obviously know Obi-Wan can't die. You know Vader, Anakin can't die. Like,
I don't like that argument for anything though.
But you know it. Regardless, going into it, you're like,
care.
these 7 characters, they can't do anything with.
I don't think about it that way. Kerner always brings that up when he's talking about Rogue One.
You know what's going to happen.
He conveniently doesn't bring it up when he's talking about the prequels, though, because he likes prequels. So I'm calling you out, Kerner.
Yeah.
But like, I don't like that argument for like a storyline. Like, I like seeing prequels for certain reasons. Even though I know that character is not going to die because he's in the next movie, that doesn't take me away from what's happening right now.
No, and that's not what I meant. I'm just saying they're limited.
But that's what you said.
That's what I'm still saying. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know.
Back to Star Wars Resistance, which is what started this whole thing off. I've seen more people. Star Wars fan base sucks.
What people are you talking about?
I've seen more people talk mad shit about something that hasn't come out than I've ever seen in my life. I posted a story with a screenshot from the trailer with like 2 of the ships that were flying through, and I was like, dude, Star Wars Resistance looks fucking awesome.
With them.
People are commenting like, it looks like shit. It is terrible. It's going to be terrible. I guarantee it's terrible. Like, you haven't seen it. You've seen 60 seconds of footage. The show's not out. You don't know what the storyline is. You have no clue what's happening.
Reminded me of Speed Racer. Go, Speed Racer, go.
I like the animation style. It looks cool, man. I never really watched Speed Racer.
I had a little kid. No, we're not. I had a children's movie. I actually think it was made in like the 70s, Speed Racer, and I fucking love it. There was a bunch of gold stolen.
Goldar?
And Speed Racer was put on the case to find out who stole the gold. And there was a big train in this. It was like a train truck car in this race. And they're like, well, it's going from point A to point B. And they think the gold's going to be dropped off at point B. So they thought one of the racers has to be stealing it. And then there was literally like a train truck that entered the race. And they made the train out of the gold that was stolen. Like, it was so outrageous. That's what I remember. But
those old cartoons are fucking ridiculous.
The Mach 5 was badass. I was always like super into the Mach 5. You know what I'm talking about?
Matt McLean says he doesn't like the look of the show. I'm honestly surprised by the people that say they don't like the look of the show. I think it's interesting. I think it's a nice change. Like Clone Wars Rebels have both had their own kind of style.
Are you sure he's not talking about this show? Because this is bullshit.
I don't like the look of our show either. But hey,
I wouldn't stare at me for longer than 30 seconds.
Until we have somebody to animate our entire being, we can't really.